Cool. So I want to take it back a little bit towards bowling. Tell me a little bit about some of the centers that you're seeing today who are really successful, and maybe some of the things that they're implementing or putting into play that, from a business standpoint, seem to work really well for them.
Sure. So I think a lot of centers are kind of moving maybe towards the more family entertainment center model. And, I know it's a big trend right now, and there's a lot of people having a lot of success with that. So I think one of the first things, if you're kind of talking about how do we make that move and what attractions are we adding, you're obviously looking at footprint, floor space. How do you maximize that, right? Especially if we're talking about taking out lanes for us, right? Like if you're removing lanes, you're removing revenue opportunity.
Sure.
And when you're doing that, you're like, I better replace this with something that's making more revenue, right, in this footprint, right? So a lot of the proprietors that have a lot of success is the first thing I would always say is make sure you have, especially if you're removing lanes, is don't take out too many lanes, but also don't take out too few, right? Like there's that Goldilocks, like there's a sweet spot, right?
It's like 6 to 10.
It's actually less than that. So I would say you're looking at about 4 to 6.
Okay. Yeah.
Now you can go bigger if you want to do that 6 to 10 range. That's absolutely fine.
Well, now it depends. A lot of places do 2 floors, right?
Right. And that's the other part of it is one great thing about laser tag is you can scale vertically. You can build up as long as your building permits it. And that saves a ton of floor space for you. So you can, kind of build up, get that extra square footage in there. And if you're able to do that, you might be able to take out 4 lanes and get a 2-story arena in there and, have a great time. So that's key, right? Identifying how much revenue you're going to lose from those 4 to 6 lanes or 8 lanes or however you're taking out. And then making sure that laser tag would kind of fill that void and more than fill it, right? Amplify it. So that's kind of the first step. And then once you kind of have, all right, this is my plan, I'm going to take out 4 lanes. Then you need to kind of think about your demographics, your foot traffic, things like that, right? Obviously laser tag's very popular with the younger generation, younger adults, things like that. But one good thing for us is like, you and I, we've grown up, we played laser tag growing up. We still enjoy laser tag, right?
Yeah. Sure.
So the younger adults are still playing and we're still going out there and enjoying laser tag. So demographics are shifting in a positive way, which is always great. So I think looking at that as a proprietor and saying, hey, I can capture younger, older, everybody under the sun, like we spoke about earlier. I take out 4 lanes. I think that's kind of a lot of people are having success with that formula, 4 to 6 lanes. And as long as you kind of have younger demographics in your area, your market area, you're going to be in good shape.
Yeah, now, that calculation, is this something that you guys help with? You get third-party assessments, or how do you calculate like the revenue lost, and then maybe not all of it lost because some of it might just go to other lanes? Like, how do you guys usually walk through that equation?
Yeah, so the way we look at it is we look at player games per week, right? So how many games of laser tag are played per week? And that's kind of how we help you as a proprietor project your laser tag. And, depending on what part of the country you're in, the length of games, that's going to vary your price per game. Do you run a lot of promotions, XYZ? Safe bet usually is probably about $8 a game. So you kind of look at your throughput right now and you say, we're at capacity and at this time and that time. So you would reasonably presume you'd be close to capacity at your laser tag attraction during these hours, right?
Yeah.
That's how we would help you project kind of that laser tag revenue. And then as far as revenue lost, I think proprietors probably have a way better understanding for their center, right? Because like you said, sometimes it's not just the lane revenue, it's the shoe rental, it's the food and beverage, right? And some of that can be recapped, right? Food and beverage might be recapped. Like you can, maybe make that up. So as far as kind of projecting that, we can have those conversations and really help project that revenue for the proprietors.
I'm sure it's a pretty in-depth conversation, but at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to for them, right? The profit per square foot.
Absolutely. And the other great thing about laser tag, and there's in our business, we have the anchor attractions, which people will come to your site for specifically and have a birthday party there for, or Google you, like let's, driving that traffic. And then there's kind of the secondary. Laser tag is definitely a primary anchor attraction. People will come there specifically to play laser tag. So that's the other thing I say is you will have people coming to your facility that would have never come just for bowling. Right. And then, they're coming to play laser tag and then they're playing in your arcades. So you're also kind of getting a different target customer as well. So it's kind of a multifaceted approach to how much we're going to project you to make on that revenue.
Yeah. I mean, that's always what I've tried to promote, is that kind of concentric circles, or the diagram of circles, overlapping circles, where you have every product is an overlapping circle. And the more of them you have, you can get them to cross over to some of the other product lines. You have
absolutely
lines in the ocean, so to speak.
Absolutely. And what we were talking about earlier, it comes back to that FEC kind of pivoting a little bit towards that. It really just makes a huge difference.
Yeah, kind of self-reinforcing.
Hey, did you like this video? Great. We make 5 of them a week. Subscribe to get more and to keep learning about what's working in the bowling industry. I'll talk to you then.